You see that? Thumbs up if you can.
Yeah.
Great. Okay, so Dating 101, the coaching client connection. This works for coaches and clients, and also coaches and coaches. So, dating, when you're dating, you have to do a lot of things to kind of get yourself out there. And it's no different with coaching. So, if you think about dating, you can't expect Mr. Right or Mrs. Right to come knock on your door if you're just going to sit behind your computer and think that they're going to come knocking on your door and find you. It's the same thing with clients. If you don't put yourself out there, they're not going to know where to find you. So what do we do when we date? We go to dances, we go to parties. I mean, everyone's been in the dating situation at least once. You go to events, you go to school, you kind of let people know that you're single, right? But we're not talking about being single here. We're talking about being available to people as health coaches to help them get healthy. So it's the same thing. I want you guys today to sit down and write down 5 of your circles of influence. And if you don't have 5, make up a couple more to fill in your 5. And this can include the PTA, your church groups, your family and friends, any kind of mom groups, or dad groups for those stay-at-home dads now. Let's see, our gym and our fitness classes, businesses, parties, that sort of thing. Those are all places, good places to kind of get the word out about who you are and what you're doing and that you are available, right? So that's why the first step, why it's very similar to dating. You want to do the next one?
Yep. So the second part of dating, though, the second step comes down to your attractions. What are you attracting? So we're talking about the initial attraction. You have your physical preferences. Some people really like blondes or brunettes, or tall, dark, and handsome, or whatever it is your preference. But then in the end, who did you end up really marrying? So how that relates to health coaching is that we can't prejudge. We're creating potential client lists. We're not prejudging. We're not saying, oh, you are totally not my type. I'm not going to coach you because of the preconception that I have. We need to overcome that. And then also not targeting. Just like you had a physical attractions when you were dating. You only dated one type of person, but in the end, you may not even have married that type of person after all, because and you just found that you like other people anyway. So it's the same thing with coaching. We're not prejudging, we're not targeting. You may have so what do you attract? You know what ultimately you know what they don't know, and why it's important that you connect as a coach with them.
Yeah, I really like that. I mean, you have an affinity to date a blonde, but don't rule out the others because of the physical characteristics. And so that's really everybody needs better health. 2/3 of the world are overweight or obese. The other, well, not of the world, of our country, the other third are at a healthy weight, but that doesn't mean that they're healthy. So everyone can use this. So don't rule someone out. Dating step 3. I really love this. Should we play the video? Should we play the video?
Yeah, if we got time.
Let's do it. Let's just play it. It's all about the approach, and it's all about flirting. So listen to this.
Can you hear it? Can you guys hear the video? Give us a thumbs up.
No, you can't hear it.
I don't think it's
Okay,
Like it's really bad. You can't hear it.
that's all right.
I didn't think it's
So basically what they do in this is just it's a funny video that shows the approach when you're flirting. Don't be creepy. You saw him with his arms like this, and she said, I want you to approach a girl that you wanted to talk to flirt with her. How would you approach? And he starts going like this. That's creepy, right? We don't do that as health coaches. When we go to talk to someone, we make it a very authentic connection, not some creepy person that's coming to sell them food. That's not what we do. And so it's all about the approach. Your success or your failure will start with this. So be authentic, be yourself. Make sure that you're connecting with people and just learning about them. forget your agenda. Whatever your, instead of getting all up in your head and thinking, oh, I've got to find a client, I've got to get a client, I've got to get something. Instead of that, just talk to people. Just make a connection, make a new friend, and you'll find that as you listen to the things that they're telling you, there may be a need that we can fulfill with Take Shape for Life. And that's when the offering can be very genuine, and it's authentic, and it's not pushed, it's not salesy, and it's just going to help you be able to see that it's so much more than just weight loss. Everyone can benefit from this. Can't tell you how many times I've talked to people, and that's just how the conversation just naturally progresses. So I know as a new coach, that was something that was a big concern for me. I didn't want to come off as salesy. That was one of my concerns. But as I've learned, the approach, and knowing that I just want to develop relationships with people. My relationships have become sweeter and stronger with others, and I feel like natural conversation just kind of comes, and I ask what they do, they ask me what I do, and it just moves on from there. So, whether or not you walk away with a new client, you can't determine that because it's their choice, but they will know that you're a good and genuine person. So that's really, really important. Spence, 4.
Dating step 4. It's been a while since we looked at this, and I apologize. So when you're dating, you always want to go, you go on your first date, and the trick is to have a second date and a third date, right? Your end goal is for something. And so to even go on that very first date, you have that very basic level of commitment. Yes, they want to go with you. Yeah, there's kind of an interest. You've given each other permission to spend time with each other. So is there going to be a second date? Yes or no? It's the same thing again with health coaching, relating the two. Is as you're working with clients or working with people to become clients, you have to have their permission to work with them. You ask them, they ask for additional information. You do the interested script, so you're starting to build that relationship just as you would when you're dating. And then ultimately, after the interested script, after you've gone through that with them, are they interested in the program? Yes or no? That'd be kind of like the second date. If they say yes, then you've earned their permission to continue on. And if they said no, then you put them on your connections list or your monthly email newsletter. And you continue to send them updates and information. And so, just like it is with dating, you've got to have that permission. You've got to have that relationship. This is a relationship building business. And so that's really critical to your success is really working with them and getting them interested on that next level. Sorry, we got a little screaming baby.
Okay.
All right, step 5.
All right. So, and something else with that, obtaining permission, the first date is kind of an exploration. And so if somebody's kind of interested in the program and they're like, oh, asking you questions, it's not a yes, right? It's not like, unless they're throwing a credit card at you, it's not the proposal on that first date. Go ahead and go to the next slide. So kind of think of it that way. Is it going to be a happy ever after? You're going to have to know, on that first date, do you know it immediately? Some people do, but you have to develop a relationship. You need to gain trust. Don't pop the question on the first date. Maybe some of you that happened and you said yes, but for the most part, most people don't pop the question on the first date. That's the same thing with our clients. If somebody shows a little bit of interest in it, don't pounce on them and say, oh, you've got to do this program and let me get your phone number and your credit card number. And, instead take time to listen to the things that they need. And if what they need is what we have and offer and it's a good match, then, then go on to the second date, create that interested script, and then go on from there. And so that way it's going to develop just a very easy way to foster that relationship and build trust, and that's really important. I really like it takes time and patience. Don't verbally vomit on them. I know we get so excited about our own weight loss stories and how great we're feeling, or how great our friends are feeling when we're sharing pictures, and somebody shows a little bit of interest and we just like throw up on them everything that's awesome about Take Shape for Life. People can't take that. It's too much. It's too much to handle. So what we do is we take one step at a time, one date at a time. And I'm not saying this needs to be like, wait a day between you talk to them about the next part. I'm just saying, take it slow, go at the rate that they need to. And when you are on purpose about developing the relationship, you're going to see that there's going to be organic growth. And that's going to be that relationship that's going to be fostered through this. So don't pop the question on the first date. Just don't. It's a little weird, and they'll appreciate that all the more. Last one. All right. Dating's fun, right? Dating's fun. And health coaching is way more fun than dating. But the thing is when you're on purpose, you need to bridge that gap between what they have or what they need and what we have. We're not out to get people. We're really wanting to build relationships. Did you have anything else to add?
Tara and I really like to listen to this podcast called On-Trade Leadership. And the one that they put up this week was with Mark Cuban from Shark Tank and the Mavericks and everything. One of the things they really talked about that I really liked was, just getting out and hitting the pavement, really getting out and just making those contacts, just doing the work. To be successful, you just have to do the work. And that's really the difference between those that are successful and those that aren't. And so as with, we're talking about this kind of in a fun way with dating, is you've just got to get out there and start dating, getting to know people, getting to build those relationships to create those clients.
Yeah, I really like what Dave Ramsey and Mark Cuban both said. You have to freaking work. And it's not a lot of work, and it's not hard work. It's just you need to start doing it. So open your mouth, start talking to people. You need to get out and not only talk to people, but give them a call. Develop relationships. Connect with people that you haven't connected with for a long time. Talk to your mentor coach. They'll have lots of ideas. But I hope this has been helpful. Jackie, do you have anything else to add? Wait, can you get free?
Okay, I don't know. Can you hear me okay? Because we have really low bars here.
We can hear you. Your video kind of blurred, but we can hear you.
You guys. Okay. Perfect. Just one of the things that I want to just add is, especially with the new coaches, is this business is all about building relationships. Another thing on the podcast that they talked about is, hang on, sorry. Another thing they talked about in the podcast that I really, really loved is that they said that you don't want anybody ever there doing you a favor.